And welcome back, everyone. Right now, I am joined by Park City's women's softball head coach, Shannon. Thank you so much for being able to come in and talk with me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me and for having the softball team.
Of course. You know, we have to show our awesome support to all of our Park City local high school teams, so we are glad to have you all on. So, coaching.
Yes.
Obviously not as easy as it looks, but you were a player once before. So how does that help you going from being a player to helping with your coaching?
For me personally, I have taken a lot of what I had my coaches, with how they did with our teams, and I've made my own coaching philosophy from those. But I also come into it with a lot of knowledge of not just the game, but how female athletes are going to handle situations, how hard it is to be in school and miss classes, and just the different struggles that you also face.
Yeah, you really have to become almost a role model to these girls rather than just their coach, because you have to be the ones making sure they're getting through with not only classes, but make sure everything else is going well with them, because that can all affect your play right there. So
Absolutely.
It's a big responsibility. So thank you so much for being able to take care of that. What made you want to coach after your college playing career?
I absolutely love this sport, and I actually was a coach for my college team. I was a student coach my last 2 years, and it just grabbed hold of me right then and there. And when I moved to Utah, I tried to get back into playing sports as an adult, and it's just not the same competitive level. And a friend asked me if I'd be interested in coaching on a softball team, and then I applied on a whim to coach for Park City, and I didn't hear anything until 2 weeks before the start of the season.
Oh, wow.
I didn't think I was going to get that phone call.
But you did.
I did.
And now we're here. How many years later have you been with Park City?
So 2014 was my first season.
Okay,
this is
so
my 6th season.
Awesome. And what have your experiences been so far coaching with Park City?
I have grown so much, not only as a coach, but I've learned to take things. I've become a more patient person. I've just learned that I have to take a step back and look at things in a different light. But yeah, growing as a coach, especially, I learn from my kids every practice, every game.
Oh yeah, and it is a complete trust thing that you have with your athletes itself. You know, not only do you have to put the trust in them, but they have to put the trust in you.
Yes.
That you're going to make sure that everything goes well and smooth. And that's so important. When you look at sports these days, there's so much trust in coaches. So that's great to see that you have a great group of girls that they can trust in you. Now tell us a little bit about the season. I know I talked to a few of the girls earlier, but what's the season been like in the past? And then maybe what's this year you're looking forward to, and maybe some goals that you have.
Okay, we've been building our program since I got in there. We didn't have any wins in our first 2 seasons. But we take our philosophy, it's my coaching philosophy, but it's our philosophy as a team into every game, regardless of the outcome or how tough or the opponent is. We play a 0-0 ball game. You give 100% the entire time, even if you're getting beat 27-0 in the second inning, which has happened in the past. We're still going to go sprint for a ball. We're still going to think, you try to put a run on the board, that sort of thing. And it's really built this program. It's got a new level of commitment from players that come in. And we've got, I think, 3 seasons of consistent wins here and there. We've got our first region win last year. Our goal this season is to make it into the state playoffs. And that requires a 4th or higher finish in our region.
And, that's super important, of course, to see growth every single year. Everyone looks at, oh, they weren't so great last year. Well, that doesn't matter. It's all about this year. And I think, like you said, once you build that trust with your girls and your athletes, they give you the same trust right back, which is so important. And I know there's so many goals that you can reach for every year. What are some of the biggest, do you have any other goals of getting girls from high school to college? Because I know that's a really big thing too, from, to go from your high school level to your collegiate level.
Yeah, any of our girls that actually are interested in going, I let them know ahead of time that being a head coach, I'm in a position to reach out to colleges and say, I've got an unsigned player here and there. Most of our players are not interested in playing college softball. I know Amanda Riley, who you just had on here, has committed to Case Western Reserve in Ohio, I believe. Hopefully I got that correct. Diana, who just came in, definitely has the capability, and I believe she wants to, and I'm happy to help her as well. We've got a few others that if they are interested, they definitely have it in them. But a lot of our players that come in are not typically interested in furthering their college career.
Now, from a youth perspective, How important is it to get girls into youth softball to get them ready for that high school level?
Incredibly important. We typically get 25 to 30 girls come out to tryouts, and over half of them have never played a sport, let alone softball before. And getting players in that have had 3, 4, 5 years, even at a rec ball level, at least have some knowledge of the sport. They know how to throw,
right.
They know how to catch, is a tremendous difference. And that's one of the reasons we've grown so much in the last 2 seasons.
Well, that's awesome. Yeah, the youth movement is definitely as big as it can get. It really will define a generation type of players that you will get over the next few years. So, well, we know that there are some great things coming with Park City softball, and we cannot wait to be out on the field to cheer on the girls and get some great shots and to talk about them later in the future. So
we can't wait to get on the field.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So thank you so much, Shannon, for being on with us.
Yeah,
thank you everyone for tuning in. Please make sure to stay tuned because we will be right back after another small commercial break.